suffering from rapid delusions aggravated by a moronic mentality. Now, why don't you confess?
Hope everyone out there is appreciating how well trimmed these chairs are.
These chairs are beautifully trimmed. Thank you, Doug. Yes. Doug spent a lot of time working on that today. On what now? Trimming the chairs.
Oh, there were all these strings. I knew that. So I just came up with some scissors.
I do see the strings.
Yeah, there's a little bit, but they were like really.
It's like corn tassels. Let's see.
Well, that's not from the chair.
Oh, yeah? Oh, nice multiple man. Oh, yeah. I like your multiple man. Thank you. Jamie Madrock sock puppet. That's awesome.
All right.
Go, Doug.
Oh my goodness, so much pressure. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Big Fun Radio Funtime at CONvergence 2023. Now, it's our honor to once again open the main stage programming here at CONvergence. We have worked harder than usual to put together this year's show. There's one role we forgot to cast for our performance, and that's the role of audience. Now I know you weren't at any of the rehearsals, but we were hoping that you would all be willing to perform the role of audience for us this evening. If you are willing, all you have to do is stay. Good, that's almost everyone. Thanks.
Cue the mass exodus.
And while you don't have any lines, we do need you to applaud when prompted, either by a sign or by us, finishing something. It should be pretty obvious. Also obvious, we hope, is that we would appreciate it if you laughed when you felt so inclined. We are recording the show for rebroadcast, and that means that your friends and family could hear your laughter on the radio. You'll be famous. You'll get your own page on the IMDb. Who wouldn't want that? So having made promises that we can't possibly keep, it's our time to begin Big Fun Radio Funtime with a sketch we like to call Camp Cabatango Whataburger.
Okay, everyone, welcome to counselor orientation for Camp Cabatango Whataburger here on beautiful Mud Lake. I'm your lead counselor, Freddie Ruger, and I'm looking forward to a stress-free summer with all of you. Now, we have a lot of new faces here this summer. In fact, I think I'm the only returning counselor this summer. So why don't we take a moment to introduce ourselves?
Hi, I'm Jason Warner. I'm a hockey player and I'm super pumped for summer. I don't swim, so I hope that's okay.
I'm Annabelle, but you can call me Anna. I like dolls.
Yeah, I'm Pam Warner. I don't think Jason and I are related, but hi.
Hey, aren't you kind of old to be a camp counselor?
Yeah, you look old enough to be my mother.
Now, age is just a number.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have nightmares about that one. Okay, let's just get back into the introductions.
Right. Hi, I'm Chuck Everly. I'm really into dolls too.
Oh, cool. We should hook up.
Oh, no, that's a bad idea. But we'll get into that.
Okay.
And you are?
Oh, I'm Mike Campbell. I don't talk much.
Great. Okay, so it's good to have all of you here. I hope you have a great summer and will be with us for years to come.
Yeah, about that, what happened to last year's counselors? Why aren't any of them back?
Oh, well, they died vicious deaths. It was really awesome.
I didn't get that.
Oh, I'm sorry. They were all murdered by a masked killer.
Oh.
It's a funny story, actually.
How is that a funny story?
Okay, it isn't. But I was just trying to lighten the mood.
Well, it's not that bad, right? They caught whoever did it.
Oh, sure. Yeah, sure, they did. Yeah, and there's no way the person they caught would ever get out and do it again. I mean, lightning doesn't strike the same place 16 times, right?
16 times?
Yeah, in a row. So what are the odds? But look, I have to get through some important safety rules before a cat shows up.
Was the killer a cat?
Oh, no, it's just, as the only survivor of last year's massacre, season, I just need to avoid cats. It's one of the rules. And if you let me talk, I'll get you the rest of them before it... Shoot.
She's dead.
How would anyone decapitate someone with a broken jar of peanut butter?
Maybe she's allergic.
Wait, she's not dead.
That's a pretty big detail to miss.
Well, first aid wasn't until day 2.
I thought you said she was decapitated.
Well, yeah, that means cutting off her arm, right?
Don't you know what decapitated means?
Like she said, first aid wasn't until day 2.
No, you have to listen to me.
Right. What did you want to say?
Don't have sex.
Hey, my body, my choice. We're all over 18 here.
No, but there are consequences.
I know about those. Not from sex ed, of course, because my teacher wasn't allowed to talk about anything but abstinence. Or from books in the library, because they were all removed. But the internet still works. I brought protection. And not one of these dudes is touching me unless they're wearing some.
But it just doesn't feel the same.
Nobody cares.
Okay, listen. I'm just as sex positive as the next camp counselor. But if you have sex, you will die.
So all the counselors who died last year had sex?
Not all of them, no.
But you didn't have sex.
Oh, no, I had all sorts of sex.
So what are you trying to tell us?
She's dead!
Are you sure?
I think her head just fell.
Run!
Wow, I never thought telling the killer to run would actually work.
Yeah, I'm surprised as anyone.
Okay, so what do we do now?
Well, the killer is gone, so why don't we split up and check out our cabins?
Good idea. We're obviously completely safe.
For sure. I'm gonna go hook up with Chuck since we have so much in common.
Hey! Well, all right, here's my cabin.
Nice. There's creepy dolls all over the place. Let's get busy.
Awesome.
It's a farmer carrying a machete.
You kids better get out of here. I saw a masked killer outside and I fought him off, but...
Who decapitates someone with an Air Jordan?
Run!
Boy, I wouldn't have expected that to work a second time.
We better go make sure the others are okay.
Okay, but after that, we are totally hooking up while these creepy dolls watch.
Yeah.
Okay, this must be the mess hall.
It looks pretty clean to me.
It's the place where people eat, dummy.
Oh, I knew that.
Well, we should be safe here on account of the killer having run away and there being nothing dangerous in a kitchen.
Ah! It's a state trooper!
Oh, you kids better get out of here. I saw a masked killer walking around outside. I mean, I shot him, but...
Who decapitates someone with a can of corned beef hash?
Well, at least it's good for something.
No, it isn't.
Run! I'm not falling for that trick again. Wait, where did they all go?
We ran away, dumbass!
Shoot!
Hey everyone, the killer is still on the loose.
You don't say.
The killer! You killed Chuck! We were gonna hook up, you jerk! Well, now that I've taken care of that, I'll find the others.
Well, I think we lost the killer.
Are you so sure? It's the killer. I told them off with my hockey skills. I knew they would come in handy.
Jason killed the killer with a hockey stick.
But the killer decapitated him with a goalie's mask.
We'll never forget you, Jason.
Let's go find the others.
Oh, good, I found you. What happened to Jason?
Who?
Good news, I killed the killer.
Ah, you couldn't have killed the killer. We killed the killer.
Did you?
Mike is dead!
Wait, this doesn't make any sense. Whoever that is can't be the killer.
Why not?
Because I'm the killer.
No way, I'm actually the killer.
What?
You can't be the killer. I faked my own death so no one would guess that it was me.
What?
Wait, are you telling me we're all the killer?
Not me.
But I saw you kill Mike just now. Well, try to kill him. He seems fine.
Oh, right. You got me. I'm the killer.
Okay, actually, you all are the killer.
But you were decapitated.
Yeah, I don't think any of you know what that means. I probably should have started with first aid.
So, are you actually the killer? And you fooled all of us into thinking you were dead so you could kill us?
No, like I said, you are all the killers.
What a crazy twist. We've been trying to kill each other this whole time.
Yes, I recognized all of you were killers the minute orientation started. This isn't my first summer camp, you know.
Are we that obvious?
Yeah, pro tip, you don't put the killer masks on until you actually want to kill someone.
Oh. Shoot, that makes sense. It's my first time.
Mine too.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway, I replaced your weapons, so you have actually been running around trying to kill each other with realistic but non-lethal alternatives.
Well, why would you do that?
Oh, that's a good question. I need to ask all of you, what is it about this summer camp?
It's the one where it always happens, right?
Well, yeah, but I mean, this is a camp for underprivileged kids. I mean, all the counselors here are just trying to make some money to pay for college because they don't want to take out student loans and be saddled with a lifetime of debt. I mean, why do you keep killing people at this camp?
Well, I don't know. Is there a better camp?
I mean, there's a minimum security prison camp just down the road where billionaires go for a couple months when they get caught cheating on their taxes.
What? Why didn't anyone tell us about that place?
Well, I was gonna tell you before that cat showed up.
Real?
Oh, damn it. I was decapitated. I'm sorry. Hold, please.
Ruin your whole day.
That was Cap Cabatango Whataburger by Tim Wick. And if you name something else like that again, I'm done. I'm just kidding. I'm totally kidding. And before we bring you a sketch featuring some old friends, it's time for a word from another one of our old friends, our sponsor.
Welcome aboard the Titan. We'll be cruising at approximately 12,000 feet below sea level.
Flight Plan Travel announces our newest itineraries to some of the most exotic and hard-to-reach tourist destinations in the world.
Welcome to Donner Pass. Our flight attendants will be coming around to serve you a cold snack.
Would you, like some, peanuts? Or some, pretzels?
And why stop at the world?
We will be leaving the atmosphere shortly, so remember to fix oxygen masks to yourself before assisting others. And remember, air will be flowing even if the bag does not inflate. We will arrive at the moon in 2 days.
And every one of our vessels is put through a rigorous safety inspection to ensure that they can reach their destination safely.
Hello, I am an engineer for Flight Plan Airlines, and I can state with complete certainty that Flight Plan aircraft are rated to explore the harsh conditions of outer space or the depths of the ocean. Our 2-point safety inspection ensures nothing could ever go wrong.
Houston, we have a problem.
If you entrust us with your hard-earned money, you can be assured that it will not go to waste.
Can anyone hear me?
Safety so safe we had to invent a new word to describe it. We call it safeticacity.
I think my left Joy-Con is stuck.
And controls so state-of-the-art and yet so simple, even a child could fly one of our submersible space planes.
I'm not sure we thought this one through.
Sure we did, and we have the waivers to prove it. Flight Plan Airlines, safety is our middle initial.
Ripped from today's headlines. For the last several years, we brought you the exploits of a group of adventurers called the After Party. So let's find out about the latest exploits of Clofetha the Chaste, Gog the Mauler, Humbletoes Crookenbanks, Gramdy the Cleaver, Nemix the Majestic, and Myra the Well-Endowed. It's time for the After Party, Part 7. Welcome to the yawning portal. What can I get for you?
I'd like a whiskey, please.
Ooh, whiskey is my favorite. I'll have that too.
Whiskey.
I'll have a Scotch whiskey, if you please.
Gog would like whiskey on the rocks, and by rocks, Gog mean rocks.
Can you mix something with the whiskey?
I don't understand the question.
Well, perhaps I'd like my whiskey with more of a sour flavor. Is there some way I could get a sour whiskey of some kind?
So, you want lemons in your whiskey?
No, I mean, perhaps something refreshing and minty.
So, you want toothpaste in your whiskey?
No, I was hoping for some sort of cocktail.
Hey, there are kids in here, lady.
What? Cocktail isn't and,
Look, how about I just mix your whiskey with another whiskey?
would that be for the same price?
No. Double the whiskey is double the price.
I'd really just like some sort of drink that is mixed and perhaps has a little umbrella or some crushed ice and some pineapple juice.
Discs whiskey's coming up. Elves.
I know we usually gather after our adventures to enjoy a drink and learn what new spells Nemix can cast.
No new spells at 8th level, I'm afraid, but I'm coming up with some very clever uses for Wall of Ice.
Oh, yes. Well, who could forget when you summoned a wall of ice directly above the horde of kobolds surrendering to us, crushing them all.
That was great, right?
Gog enjoyed looking at their startled, crushed faces through the ice. Oh, that not possible with stone spell.
There is no Wall of Stone spell.
Gog can understand why.
In any event, I'm afraid we need to decide what to do with this.
What's that? I don't remember stealing that.
That is the Hand of Vecna.
Is it powerful?
Oh, it is one of the most powerful magic items there is.
But what are we supposed to do with it? I mean, give our enemies a high five of smiting?
Gog prefer fist bump.
You enjoy just about anything involving fists, Gog.
Weapons are so restrictive, punching faster and makes more enjoyable thumping noise.
Actually, to get it to work, one of us would need to cut off their own hand and then affix this hand to the stump. At that point, it would magically attach itself to them and grant them the powers of the Lich King Vecna.
That sounds cool.
It most definitely is not cool.
Having a mummified hand graft itself to your arm sounds freaking cool.
Admittedly, the initial effect does sound, as you say, cool. However, the hand contains an ancient evil that cannot be contained. It will corrupt the user completely, subverting their personality and eventually turning them into the reborn Vecna himself.
Okay, that does sound bad.
I think it sounds even cooler than it did before.
Gog want to go back to the cutting off hand part. Do we cut off our own hand? Or does someone else have to volunteer to do the cutting? Because if someone else has to, Gog volunteer.
I don't think you understand, Gog.
That's usually true.
As a paladin, I cannot allow this magic item to be used because it is too powerful, but it is also too powerful for any of us to destroy.
Why destroy it when we can use it? I'll bet my chances of picking pockets would be sky high if I was wearing this hand.
But you would slowly turn into a lich.
A lich that could pick pockets like a badass.
I think this conversation is part of a larger issue I've been meaning to bring up.
And what's that?
Why are we here?
We are discussing what to do with the Hand of Vecna before enjoying a few intoxicating beverages.
No, I mean, why did we get the Hand of Vecna in the first place? Why, for that matter, did we go on our first adventure together?
Oh, well, Myra and I knew each other from when we were children. Or, I guess, when I was a child, because I'm human and she's an elf who is 3,000 years older than me.
Sure, but why did you decide to get together with the rest of us? Gog, for instance.
Gog is a delight at parties.
That's very true.
That's true, but why not just go to parties instead of going on quests to crush kobolds with walls of ice and recover the Hand of Vecna from a well-guarded crypt that seemed carefully designed to keep people with our specific set of skills out?
What are you really asking?
I'm asking, what's my motivation?
Oh, that easy. Gog motivated to go on adventures.
Oh, yeah, me too.
Yeah, adventures are the best.
Are you suggesting that you have some other kind of motivation?
No, I love nothing more than coming up for with new and creative uses of cantrips, but it feels like, I don't know, pretty empty, doesn't it?
Gog never think of it that way. Gog sad.
You don't think at all, Gog.
Humble toes make excellent point. Gog feel better.
Well, what would we do besides adventuring, Nemix?
I don't know. Have any of you wanted to have a family?
No.
Not really.
No.
Oh, heavens, no. Raising an elven child is a 1,000-year commitment.
What is family?
Well, how about some sort of higher purpose?
Sure, basically, I just want to find enough gems so I can take them back to the mines beneath the misty mountains where I can stare at them rapturously while ignoring signs of a gathering evil in the deep.
I'm just trying to raise money for my temple.
I serve my goddess by bringing the light to as many kobolds as possible. Unless they are crushed by an ice wall.
I like picking pockets.
God, wish we erase anti-orc hate and the stigma surrounding underworld dwellers at large, so we can all live together in harmony and fellowship.
Really, Gog? That's beautiful.
God, just kidding. God liked to punch goblins in the face with fists. He liked fist-bumping goblins. Only in the face.
Yeah. We get it, Gog. We get it.
And I just really want to get to the next spell casting level because I'd like to eventually learn a spell that will do more than just kill a lot of kobolds.
But Wall of Fire is so useful for cooking food.
And kobolds.
Gog already said food.
All of this sounds so superficial. Our motivations are nothing more than maybe 2 or 3 sentences someone could write down on a piece of paper. Are we all okay with this?
Yes.
Definitely.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Uh-huh.
What we were talking about?
Well, okay then. I just wanted to be sure.
Now that we have all of that out of the way, what are we going to do with the Hand of Vecna?
Why don't you and I arm wrestle for it? If I win, I get to keep it and use it until it corrupts me, absolutely. If you win, you can build a new crypt to keep people from finding it.
Ha! It's a deal.
Good. Now someone cut off my hand.
Gog on it.
You don't get to do that unless you win.
Damn it.
Damn it.
Okay, here's your 6 whiskeys, 1 on the rocks. Have a nice day.
Oh, look! They poured mine over lemon covered in toothpaste.
What the? This ice.
And that was After Party Part 7 by Tim Wick. And now it's time for one more word from our sponsor.
Hi, I'm Miles Morales, but you may know me as Spider-Man.
Hi, I'm Gwen Stacy, but you may know me as Spider-Woman.
Hi, I'm Peter Parker, but you may know me as Spider-Man.
Hello, I'm Dr. Otto Octavius, but you know me as the Superior Spider-Man.
Hello, I'm Peter Parker, but you may know me as Spider-Ham.
Are you experiencing symptoms like these? If so, you might have multiversiopia.
I keep glitching.
I keep watching police chiefs die.
I keep telling people that with great power comes great responsibility. It does, though. I keep eating bacon.
Multiversiopia is an underdiagnosed disease common to many people who have been bitten by radioactive spiders.
To be clear, I was never bitten by a radioactive spider. I possess the body of someone who was bitten by a radioactive spider.
Left untreated, it can lead to confusing conversations with alternative versions of yourself, endless sequels, and unexpected tingling. Spider sensing.
It is so awkward when that happens in public.
Fortunately, there's Herbalgurns. Herbalgurns treats some of the worst symptoms of multiversiopia with one simple pill every day.
Since I started taking Herpelgurns, I haven't had to fight a single Doc Ock from a reality other than my own.
Some individuals who took Herbalgurns reported increased odds of encountering the Sinister Six, being called a tiger, and sudden, unexplained death.
Wait, what?
Do not take Herbalgurns if you're allergic to Herbalgurns, have an apartment in Manhattan, or have been bitten by a radioactive spider.
We've all been bitten by radioactive spiders.
Not all.
Or possessing the body of someone who has been bitten by a radioactive spider.
Shoot.
Some patients have reported webbing seeping from their eyes, ears, fingernails, and other orifices.
That was me. I was just joking.
Herbalgurns, the only known treatment for multiversiopia.
You know what? I can deal with a little bit of glitching.
I am especially appreciative that the previous commercial contained no Across the Spider-Verse spoilers. And now on to our final sketch, Space Station Outer Space.
Welcome back to Space Station Outer Space. When we last left our intrepid space station crew, Science Officer Henderson had some shocking news for the captain.
Captain, I have some shocking news.
What is it, Henderson?
Well, do you hear that noise?
Yes, I do.
Good. It's important, but I wanted to be sure I wasn't imagining it.
It's definitely real.
Okay, great. I'm glad we got that out of the way. Now, about that shocking news I was going to tell you about.
Hold that thought, Henderson. I'm getting a communication from Cookie. What can I do for you, Cookie?
Well, Captain, I'm pleased to tell you that dinner tonight's going to be meatloaf with some delightful roasted carrots.
I love me some roasted carrots.
But, Captain, have you heard that strange grinding noise?
Why, yes. I was just talking to Science Officer Henderson about it.
Oh, well done, Captain. Glad you're on top of it.
The time was 1952, and the golden age of radio was nearing its end. A small radio station in Topeka, Kansas, a new weekly science fiction serial would labor in relative obscurity. And yet, it may have been the most influential radio drama ever created.
When we were writing it, we just threw out the weirdest ideas we could think of.
Graham Weathers was head writer for Space Station Outer Space from late 1951 until it went off the air in 1953. Featured here are excerpts from an interview recorded shortly before his death in 1999.
So we started with this idea of a kind of trip to the stars, sort of going boldly into space where people had never been before. This was years before Sputnik.
Well, Doctor, I think this planet may be inhabited by space plant creatures.
I'm a doctor, not a botanist.
By the third episode, the cook had been replaced by a ship's doctor, and a technician character had also been introduced.
I'm sorry, Captain. I can't alter the very laws of the universe.
If this all sounds familiar to you, imagine how Graham felt on September 8th, 1966.
All right, so Roddenberry and I played poker together every Thursday, and I played him an episode or two of Space Station Outer Space. And then after I watched the first episode of Star Trek, I said, Gene, you stole your whole crew concept from my show. I even had a nurse named Nurse Church and three-dimensional Monopoly. He just said he didn't know what I was talking about, and then he drew into a straight blush and cleaned me out. He never came back to that game.
Graham was obsessed with it.
Graham's ex-wife, Mabel Weathers, who played Nurse Church on Space Station Outer Space.
Everyone else is on alert. I brought you some dinner.
Later, she would also voice the computer.
Calculating 529 times 64. Please allow 2 hours for a response. He would watch every episode of Star Trek and would just sit in the living room and complain. I mean, sure, it was similar, but I think Gene probably came up with it on his own.
You want to know the real trouble with tribbles? Roddenberry stole them from me!
Captain, it appears that these legless cats are born pregnant and that they are taking over the space station.
What do we do about it, Science Officer Henderson?
I suggest we ask the ship's doctor.
I'm a doctor, not a veterinarian.
Radio drama historian Melanie Cumberbuthy.
Space Station Outer Space? No, I've never heard of it.
Well, it only got worse. Because in season 2, episode 7, The Two Captains, Graham wrote something like that. At the time, it was a complete shocker.
Doctor, the captain, is she?
I'm afraid so. She's dead, Henderson.
Oh no. It couldn't have happened to a nicer captain. We're going to give him the greatest wake this space station has ever seen. Of all the money that ever I had.
Quiet, ship's engineer Patty. What's happening to the captain?
Fascinating, Doctor. It appears the captain is regenerating.
What did I miss? Huh. New teeth. Weird.
Captain Neverwhere, what just happened?
You know what? You can just call me the captain.
All right, so I'm watching public television in the 80s, and this British science fiction show comes on. Weird show. There's a guy in a scarf. Anyway, I'm watching the show one day, and what do you think happens? The guy with the scarf dies and is replaced by another actor who plays the same role.
Star Trek had been off the air for a while, and while that whole thing in the 70s, I'll tell you about that later, was behind us, Graham had finally stopped drinking, then he sees Doctor Who.
That regeneration idea was mine.
Well, he lost it. He put a chair through the television and a fifth of vodka into his stomach.
Graham contacted the BBC, but they never returned his calls.
I wasn't looking for money. I just wanted some credit. Is that so much? Especially with those aliens who couldn't climb stairs, right? Look up season 1, episode 12, the infestation episode. Listen to it.
The creatures are infesting the ship's ventilation system. They must be exterminated.
I agree, but I think you need to calm down a little.
Exterminate! Exterminate!
NPR reached out to Terry Nation, widely credited as the creator of the Daleks, for comment. He insisted he had no idea where Topeka, Kansas was.
After that, our marriage just fell apart. I had thought we could make it after 1977, but...
Season 2, episode 20.
We meet again, Master Death.
Yes, Captain.
The captain.
The Captain. When we parted, I was but the student. Now I will teach you.
Your energy sword skills are impressive, Master Death.
As are yours, the Captain.
I shall have my revenge on you for the death of my father.
Would it change your mind if I were to reveal that I was your father?
No! That's not possible.
You are correct. It is not possible. I had you going there for a moment, though, didn't I?
My sister babysat little Georgie Lucas in 1952, and I know for a fact she played the space station outer space shows for him. And then I go to support Georgie's film, and what do I see? Energy swords.
Yeah, he stormed out of the theater. I thought he was gonna have to find a ride home, and I would have to go after, but he actually just went out and got a refill of popcorn.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna leave. The movie was great. But of course it was great. It was my story. I knew how Empire was going to end before I even went into the theater.
So he contacted Lucas.
Yeah, I called Georgie, and he just said something about Akira Kurosawa and a hidden fortress, and a week later, there was a cease and desist letter in my mail. C-O-D. What a jackass.
This reporter reached out to Disney for comment and received a cease and desist letter a week later. This reporter sent them a copy of the First Amendment and continued working on their story.
It consumed him. He couldn't think about anything else, but nobody had ever heard of Space Station Outer Space because he had the only copies of the show.
There's more, so much more here. Look up these episodes.
Season 1, Episode 4.
What is that strange creature that has attached itself to Security Master Kane's face?
It is a perfect organism. Its structural perfection is matched only by its hostility.
Season 2, Episode 90.
Just put on these sunglasses, Science Officer Henderson.
No!
Season 1, Episode 128.
Good day to you, Captain. Would you like a chocolate?
Oh, I loved box chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. My mother told me that.
All of that was me.
Graham Weathers died in 1999 at the age of 75. His only writing credit was on Space Station Outer Space. He is credited with writing all 674 episodes, of which only 12 ever aired. He left behind copies of every episode, which were obtained by this reporter after speaking to his son, Maurice, who had been storing them in his garage.
Take 'em all. It's all Dad ever talked about. We'd go to a movie and he'd just mumble a season in an episode and tell me to listen to it. I'm sick of that show.
No other record remains of these episodes, and having spoken with several lawyers, it seems unlikely Graham Weathers will ever get the credit he deserves for his groundbreaking work.
Did he write it all before it happened? I don't know. I can't say I remember recording it all, but there were a lot of episodes.
I will leave the listener to draw their own conclusions. And speaking of conclusions, here's the ending of episode 1. Enjoy.
So, we all agree we hear a grinding noise.
Yes, Captain.
Yes, Captain.
Aye, Captain.
Now, what was that shocking news you mentioned, Henderson?
Tune in next week for the next exciting episode of Space Station Outer Space.
Thanks to everyone who joined us for here at CONvergence 2023.
Tonight's show was written and produced by Tim Wick.
Our voice actors were Molly Glover, Angela Fox, Don Krasnowski, Doc Washington, Christopher Jones, and Tim Wick.
Our sound effects were created and performed by Jerry Stern.
We'll be back for CONvergence 2024, but in the meantime, we hope you enjoy everything CONvergence 2023 has to offer. On main stage tonight, you'll have a chance to see much of our cast participating in opening ceremony and SmackDown. And then later tonight, come to Boozy Baking at 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock.
Enjoy your convention.
Bye.
Good night, everybody.
Thank you. Ah!